and many times there's times for things to be taken away. That we must personally do the gardening, see where the weeds are, see where the things that are no longer serving us, they're kind of holding the boat down, and c'est la vie. Just to get lighter in these times. I talked about this in vibratory energetics in the Innerversity, that shoot, if you really wanted to go up really fast and you felt like you were too close to the bottom, you throw everything out of the cargo hangar. That's what you would do in a spaceship. So anything that you have that is like heavy, throw that out because it's going to help the thrusters. And it's going to help you be able to obtain the altitude that you're looking for, right? Or left, in the middle. You got to correct all these words because they're slightly slanted in one direction. So this is for us now a time that is opportune and perfect to that anything that you want to let go. Like if you got this monkey mind and he's no longer working out well, he worked good in the boardroom, but now he's just a pain. And you want to get rid of that, right? Like if you feel like you have some kind of ailment going on and, maybe you've been dealing with something for a while and you can get rid of that. And also because there's no hocus pocus here, meaning that we can prove through every single level if we have eyes there how in which this is removed and transmuted. The power here is in transmutation. Give me a moment. Because it's improper to think that as the all when you get rid of something that is going somewhere. This is another clip of English. It's a problem with the English language. This is like as a man saying, well, I'm going to leave this child. Now I've gotten rid of the child. Oh, you're inside of the child. You just got rid of yourself. So there's something else that needs to happen here. You have to transmute it and take it into a stage that you would like to be with it in, because you're going to be with it anyway. So now transmutation is saying, okay, I know you're going to be in my space, but this is the frequency that you're going to be holding for me. And that, of course, is completely uniquely designed for you. That is not something I can tell you how to do that, what that is. This is, you know how to do this already. So when we say that we're getting rid of something, what we're really saying is that we're transmuting something into the frequency in which it's allowed to now be in the space that it's always in, but nowhere near the capacity in which it was before. And for you, that feels like, if I interpret it in English, that it has been removed. Because really, it's just been put in its place. As we always say, you cannot give anything to the all. Where would you get it? Nor can you take anything away from the all. Where would you put it? I love that one. When I go to sleep on that, I go into all sorts of different kind of worlds. It's setting the stage or the launch pad for your vehicle before you take off. And if we can use the power of words for anything, it's these deep riddles that sit against each other like anagrams. All is self, right? You have the paradox that everyone is dealing with about their individuality, and then you have the strong, bitter dose of medicine that we're all going to be connected infinitely. So if I have to deal with the beings that are on these planetary systems infinitely, I would need to get on point with how I can shape, mold, and fashion my relationships, since nobody is going anywhere. Because when you start setting up all of these bounds and barriers and borders, all the B's, right? When you start setting those up, it works at first, but then it becomes a hindrance. We feel like we're constricted. Oh, you can't be around them. You shouldn't talk to them. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't wear those. That's not for you. So you start feeling the restriction the more and more that you get into that level of the growth, that level of teaching. That level of teaching will no longer serve you at a certain point. drawing the boundaries and drawing the borders. That's why it says we breathe in and then we breathe out. We have to know, okay, setting up boundaries, setting up borders, isolating myself is one thing. And then opening up my vessel, dispersing my fruits, and radiating my light is another one. One is in, which is more than necessary. As I said, if you can't be by yourself, you should not be around others. And then there's another one where the energy must come out and it must be shared. It's great when we have all this power, energy, and ability, but the responsibility, what you should be doing once you get the ability, is actually giving that ability away as much as possible. Like, you've already eaten from it, and now in order to get another meal, you must give it away. It's like, in order for you to get something, if you have to let go what you're holding on to. Now, inside of most people's hands, what's there is stale. It's like you've been holding on to it too long. Let it go. And then once you let it go, now it gives you like, great thing. I'm so glad you let that go. Now I can put something into your hands. Think about times where you pick up something. This is symbolic. You'll pick up something like a piece of tissue. And you'll say, I'm going to go throw this away. And then you'll hold it in your hand. You'll start talking to someone. You start doing something. You start walking around your house. Then after a certain point, you're like, what is in my hand? And you open it up, and it's that piece of tissue you thought you should have let go and threw away. That's how we are. The gods are oft forgetful. This is coming from the ancient text. They must constantly be reminded. Their names must constantly be spoken. Their names must constantly be chanted. This means that you must constantly be like on point, like, hey, what's good? Seven, you in there? Hey, okay, check it out. I need you to refresh again. Oh, again, another level of the ladder. Yeah, my friend, another level of the ladder. You have to be able to use the benefits of these two forces that are able to keep boosting each other by continuously, if you have to, run this dialogue of self-motivation inside of your consciousness. I told people a while ago, if you're having a hard time doing this, if you're having a hard time telling yourself how great you are and all of that, and you go through this whole brain gym about, oh, but you're really being conceited and there's too much ego, and you get locked into that loop, you're never realizing the power if somebody was just around you telling you how great you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, and how that really feels, if you believe them. But then most importantly, this action that is being requested of us, that we learn how to do that for ourselves.